Hi, buddy, Paul Long. Hope you've been really good today. I'm going to share with you a really powerful strategy, which some of the biggest companies in the world use, like Amazon and eBay, and something you can start using in your Facebook advertising for your property business. Now, what I'm talking about is retargeting. And retargeting is where perhaps you visited a website, perhaps you've been on eBay, Amazon, looking at some items, and then as soon as you leave that website and perhaps you go on Facebook or Instagram, you're seeing adverts from that company. Within seconds, you just left that website, you've gone on Facebook or Instagram, and you're seeing adverts from that company. Now, they do this on a purpose. First of all, it's the low-hanging fruit. They spend millions of pounds retargeting people that have been on Amazon, eBay, or perhaps another website. And they do this because they know that people are seeing thousands of adverts every day, and they're visiting many websites as well. They know people need to be reminded of what they've seen and been looking at and where they went. And also some people need a few more touch points before they will buy or use a service. So it's very important that you as an estate agent or letting agent are doing this as well. People are visiting your website, looking at properties, looking at your services, perhaps to sell or let their property, and they need reminding of what they've seen, where they've been, so they come back to you later on when they're ready. You've got to remember that the moving process is starting earlier and earlier now, months before someone might reach out to you. They might be going through a research phase or discovery phase where they're looking at your website and perhaps working out what agents they might work with in the future, but you've got to make sure you stay top of mind whilst they're going through that process. So in this training video, I'm going to give you tips on the audience to create, the objectives to use, and how to set up this advert. I'm going to help you use the same strategy that eBay and Amazon are using. Okay, so we're now in Ads Manager, and we're going to give you some tips and advice on setting up this retargeting campaign based on people visiting your website. Now, you can see straight away, I've hit the green create button, and the first thing that I'm getting asked here is what objective do I want to use? You can see quite a few options here. Now, we want to look at this as the end goal, and the end goal here is we want to get in front of as many people as possible in our audience. We don't want to miss people. We don't really want Facebook to find people that are going to take a certain action. In this case, we want to get in front of as many people in the audience that we give Facebook. We want to blast as many of those people with our advert as quick as possible and get them to see it as many times as well. So we're going to use reach, this one here. And reach will definitely do that for us. It will get us in front of as many people in the audience. I'm going to click continue. Okay, so this takes us into campaign level, and I'm not going to do too much here, just to point out, you give your campaign a name, obviously naming it relating to perhaps what you're achieving in the audience you're going after. We're going to make sure that we've got a special ad category on for housing, because this is most likely going to be an advert that's promoting housing. Perhaps you're going to show a list of homes back or services that you offer as an estate agency, so that would come after housing, and your pixel is on a website relating to housing as well. So make sure that's on housing, and then we're just going to make sure that also the country is selected as United Kingdom. Then we're going to click move on. We're going to click next, and we're going to move into ad set level. You can see that it's moved down into the middle section. Ad set name, you'd give your ad set name, perhaps it would be the audience in this case, which would be website visitors, and the number of days that you want to include. So we're going to scroll down. We make sure that we choose our Facebook page, and then we're going to scroll down a little bit more. First thing you get is to put your budget in, and for a few pound a day, you can make sure that you're hitting everyone you need to. So we're going to leave it at £5 a day. You can probably do this just for a couple of pound a day, but I'm going to leave it at £5. We're going to scroll down. We don't need an end date here. And the reason for this is because we just want to keep hitting people who are visiting our website. We want to make sure that anyone visits our website, they see our adverts. Now, if you're worried that they're going to see our adverts non-stop, we're going to give you a little tip on that next. So we're going to leave that as it is. We're going to leave it on a daily budget. So Facebook spending that £5 every day. I'm just scrolling down here, and this is where we can create a custom audience. Now, custom audience is really people that have engaged with us. Maybe you don't know they have, but there's a lot of custom audiences that you can use. And I'm going to click the create new button here, and I'm going to create custom audience. And you can see there we go, website. And if I click on that one, we can create a website of people that are visiting our website. So we're going to click next. Remember, your Facebook pixel needs to be on your website. And so we've got other training videos on that, and that's something we teach in our membership program as well. This is obviously our Facebook pixel. It's on the website already, so we know it's green, it's ready to go. Here we go, all website visitors. So that's fine. If you wanted to narrow it down to individual pages, you could, but we're going to leave it on all website visitors. And then the retention is how long they're going to stay in this audience. This is quite important. You can change this to whatever you want. I'm going to put 15 days in there. You might want to put 30 days. It's up to you how many days they stay in this audience. And the way it works is that if they visit our website on this audience, they will stay in this audience for 15 days. And on day 15, if they haven't been back to our website, they'll then be pushed out of the audience. Now, if they come back after, say, 7 days after visiting our website for the first time, the clock will start again. So don't worry, if they're engaging with you, they will continue to see the adverts to bring you back. So give your website audience a name. So I'm going to put all website visitors 15 days. And then we're just going to click create audience. And we're just going to click done here. And then you can see that we don't want to exclude. Facebook does do that sometimes. We're just going to put it in there. So that's my website that I create. That's the audience. There we go. All website visitors, 15 days. Now, the way this works, custom audience, Facebook, whatever's in here is going to show our adverts to those people. It's going to show them for 15 days non-stop. It's going to blast it out to them. We don't need to do anything else. Quite happy if they've been on our website, they've been looking at property or our services mainly, we can get back in front of them. That is the hurdle. They've jumped through a hoop. You know, that's the filtering part, just visiting our website. They've raised our hand by visiting our site. We're not looking at a location, ages or interests. We just want to get back in front of these people, and that's what Facebook's going to do. So I'm going to scroll down, ignore everything else, no interest, nothing else here. We're going to leave this on placements. We're going to make sure that Facebook's got the opportunity to show this advert everywhere, on Instagram, on Facebook, on the mobile platform, on stories, everywhere possible. And we'll leave that on automatic. And then we're going to come down here. A couple of little things here, little tips. Make sure this is on reach, optimization for ad delivery. Facebook's going to reach as far into that audience as it can and push your advert to everyone. But here we've got a little option here where it says show more options. If I click on that, we've got a little frequency cap. And this is the important bit. I'm just going to click on edit here. This is how many times people will see your advert in a day. And you want to bump this right up. Now, you want to bump this up quite a bit. So on this, I'm going to put perhaps seven times, perhaps every 1 day. Now that sounds a lot. You're probably thinking, well, why would I want to do that? Well, first of all, it's not going to show 7 times. It's going to, you know, not everyone's on Facebook or Instagram 7 times a day. So it's just going to feed into the algorithm that you really want to push this advert out as much as possible and be seen as much as possible. There might be other patterns you want to follow, perhaps 7 times every 10 days, for example. There's lots of different ways to do this, but if you're going to keep someone in a small audience of 15 days, we want to really bump up the impressions, how many times Facebook can show the advert if it wants to every day, to make sure that they're seeing you. And not everyone's going to see it. To say not everyone's on Facebook, they might miss the impression. It might be just as they're closing their phone. They'll probably see you a couple of times a day, even if you bump that right up. So we put that to 7 every 1 day. And then we're going to move on and we're going to start creating our advert. So loads of good tips there. Let me just stop sharing that screen. Loads of great tips that I hope that you can use. The key here is to show up straight away. You know, use the reach objective. Make sure you're controlling that audience size by the number of days that we showed you, and then also bumping up those impressions on the reach campaign to make sure you're feeding into the algorithm that you want to show up often. Really get back in front of those people whilst they're going through that important stage of thinking of who to use, what properties they've been looking at, remind them where they've been, and then you're going to remain top of mind, ready for when they're ready to view a property or perhaps use your services. Hope that helped you. And don't forget, if you want more advice on creating powerful Facebook ads or posts, to download our Facebook ads template, which will give you 5 power tips on creating powerful adverts and posts that are going to attract sellers, landlords and buyers every time. And you'll find the link in this post. Thanks, everyone. I'll speak to you all again very soon.